I believe that one of the most important steps to becoming a success in life is to live a lifestyle of defiant courage. Courage in its full blown, outrageous, and mature beauty is extremely rare in the world today. Often it is misinterpreted and misunderstood, thought of by many as inflated ego or pride, but courage can be our greatest adversary in the fight against fear. It requires a high degree of bold commitment. Fear is often referred to as false evidence appearing real, and it can crush a person's life. It creates a terror barrier that people get stuck behind, and they waste years of their lives, even their entire life, trapped behind it. But the discipline of courage can be our best friend in fighting against the feeling of life crushing and paralyzing anxiety, doubt, and disbelief. Courage is a verb, much like love, that can be strengthened, developed, focused through habitual practice. It can also be a fragile bird without wings if it misses its moment and freezes in the winter of poor timing. That is why, in life, a person without courage can be significantly handicapped by their own belief system, limiting and cutting themselves off from true success. I say true success because while skill may at any moment open amazing doors of opportunity, the chance to perform and achieve at your highest level of dreams, success is more than just performing well. True success is measured not so much by the trophies we collect, but by the fulfillment we feel inside. How do you feel inside? How do you feel about your life, who you are, and what you want to do? It may take defiant courage to pursue what you are passionate about. Are you doing what you love? What brings you purpose? Yes, I believe in winning, but winning is not necessarily what collects you the most trophies. And being comfortable with that takes guts few have. It forces you to stand up defiant to popular opinion, your parents' thoughts, your boss's ideas, even your friends. It makes you pursue something very different than the definition others label your success by. Rather, it's defined by who you want to be, what you want to do, and do you possess what fills your being with life? I mean, if you're not filled with joy, with fulfillment, then what good is it all? Many people, in the name of good intentions, have led others into miserable lives, shaming them into cages glimmering with promises of silver and gold, but no substance of joy. These kinds of people preach normalcy rather than shooting for the stars. Their aim shoots to land you somewhere between average and ordinary. Courage, however, in itself is extraordinary. It doesn't necessarily take a whole lot more than just a little extra to transform your life. As an athlete, I have long believed that winning without fulfillment in life is life's greatest loss. In life, we shouldn't play not to lose, but we should play to win. But that takes courage. It certainly takes defiant courage to follow your heart. Without courage, a person will not face the adversity of leaving their comfort zone, nonetheless pursuing their dreams. Science has repeatedly demonstrated that the human psyche is so calibrated to survival, it will do nearly anything to keep us away from danger. Challenging our comfort zones and taking actions as a habit of courage, that is contrary to the intuitive life in an ordinary life. Challenging our comfort zones in a habitual way is contrary to an ordinary life. But it's that exact fear of leaving our comfort zones that so often holds us captive. Even though we know taking risks to leave our comfort zone could bring us great fulfillment, we too often settle for the peace of this is good enough. It saddens me that we make peace with our enemies, fearing our new friends may betray us. But our dreams can never betray us until we first betray them and give up. Be strong, brothers and sisters of God, and be of good courage. Good enough is far from what we deserve. We settle over and over again. That sad decision that we know really isn't that bad keeps us trapped at a level we are better than. We stay trapped in performing for the attention of men, trapped in relationships with low character people. We stay trapped and surrender our futures because of fear. Trapped in a society and socioeconomic level we've been given permission to exist at rather than pursuing our highest dreams. Trapped victim to the evils of our enemies. But we deserve better. We deserve to demand of ourselves, our people, our world more. But that takes defiant courage. As a young boy growing up in Los Angeles, my last few years I spent in Gardena. We were a mix of browns and blacks, ranging from Asian to black to Hispanic, and a few white people here and there to be salt on our mixed salad. In the late 80s, the city was changing, and these small changes brought changes in the neighborhoods as far as what gangs were where. About 2 months from the end of the school year, a new gang started basically running the park by my house. It was predominantly Hispanic, but the park was full of black men that would hoop late at night. I had started breaking out of my shell and playing basketball with about 100 or so dudes every night, and we would play late into the evening. I can still remember the first time the new gang told me to cross the street on my way home. I was scared, but an angry courage came over me, and I refused to follow their wishes. That was the first of about 30 ass whoopings I took over the next month. Nearly day after day, they would tune me up and tell me to cross the street. And day after day, I would approach this small group and I would be defiant and refuse to cross the street. This new crew wasn't trying to put in real work, just set some expectations, but I wasn't having any of it. So every day, two or three would catch me until the young OG would say, "Hey, enough is enough," and I would continue my walk home. Two or three of them would get some of me. But every day I would pick just one of them I was going to make remember these hands. I can still remember the fear that would overcome me the night before, that knot that would grow in my stomach. I knew they had no interest in doing too much harm to me, but an ass whooping is an ass whooping, and I didn't want any of it. I'd cry myself to sleep, but as I would, a new face would appear in my mind as far as who I was going to come at first. I'd wake up almost as terrified as I'd gone to sleep. But as I did, I would get my stuff together and I would walk out the door with a small smile on my face, knowing that someone was going to have to explain this ass whooping they caught. I know it sounds like a barbaric memory, but it's from that place the roots of my courage still often go to draw inspiration. It's been said, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. It could also be said, what doesn't break us builds our courage. But we have to always be careful because the mind will actively create stumbling blocks to deter us from taking risks. It wants to trick us into living within our comfort zone, never taking risks, and above all else, remaining safe. That's perhaps why the lion is king of the jungle. It's not the biggest, it's not the strongest, it's not the fastest, not even the smartest in the jungle. But the mindset of the lion is courageous. It is a defiant courage that gives him the sole mindset of king of the jungle, and the world around him bends to his will. It has created a comfort zone of uncomfortable paradigm. It lives in a dissonance most never could. Why? Because it's created for itself a self-image so powerful it demands others to see him as he sees himself. As you stretch the limits of your courage, inch by inch, foot by foot, 10 yards by 10 yards, football field by football field, your courage, like any muscle, will grow. As it grows, you will be able to take bold, courageous steps towards the life you dream about. Here's how it works. You must train yourself and/or work with a coach that will help you become comfortable with discomfort. It takes a predetermined decision to act courageously, even with fear consuming you. It takes time, discipline, and a willingness to fail and succeed over and over again, still moving forward as your predominant thought. It takes an MVP mindset. You have to cram your mind full of clarity about your mission, your daily vision for your life, and work through your priorities like a lion on a hunt. In other words, you have to be a savage. You must grow a courage to act on your decision. Courage to create habits that force us to embrace the uncomfortable is rare. To muster that type of action-orientated mindset takes tremendous courage, a strong moral character-based decision, and commitment to see it through. A great author, Mel Robbins, wrote the book, The 5-Second Rule, and I encourage each one of you to read it. It'll change your life. The Stoics would place courage as one of its fundamental virtues. Without courage, it is impossible to face the challenges this world presents. It takes courage to both succeed and to fail. In failure, you need courage to find the strength to rise again. And in success, it takes courage to handle the burdens success brings with it. A lack of courage often leads a person to a place they are imprisoned, prisoner to the warden of their own disbelief. It's a tragedy to be a captive of your own belief system. To me, that's all a comfort zone really is. It is a place where lions go to get free steaks. Unfortunately, we also call that place a zoo. When I think about it, there is probably nothing that could be worse for a lion than living its life trapped in a zoo. Imagine you woke up day after day, king of the jungle, free to roam, to hunt, to roar, and then it's all gone, slowly aging. You begin to experience your freedom and your dreams dying, until eventually only a thin glass is necessary between you and mere mortal men laughing at your captivity. Every day you hear tales of first-generation lions caged up, dying a slow death, the fire in their eyes going out. It's probably even sadder for the lion born in captivity, never really knowing what it is to be free, never knowing what it is to hunt, to roar, to drive enemies from their pride. Sadly, that's how many people live their lives, just like that. They lose the courage to be free, or even worse, they never even develop a taste for it at all. They've never felt the wind blow through their mane or tasted the life of the hunt, never known what it is to think like the predator, the king of the jungle they were born to be. They've never learned that it may take courage, but being king of the jungle far outweighs any risk. It's sad most people never discover that courage is highly rewarded, that fear is usually an illusion suffocating your potential. So many doubters try to penetrate your faith in yourself. The soft negative words of a parent, the racism of a systemic system, the failure you never understood was never meant to break you, but meant to educate you. But champion, you were never intended for zoo life. You were never intended for the zoo of your comfort zone. It's going to take defiant courage to break the mental, emotional, lifestyle chains holding you captive. A system has been built of fences around you that are at odds against you. But as Tupac said, baby, you're a rose growing in the city of jungles through the cracks in the concrete. Don't doubt people will try and hold you there. It's easy to visit lions at the zoo. They're majestic, powerful, beautiful, controllable, and profitable. They can control you and thrive economically from you. He who controls the keys can control the narrative. And whoever controls the narrative, yes, they control the future. So whatever it's costing them to give you a couple free steaks, it's not worth it. Stop letting people succubus off your potential, but set your circle with friends like a pride of lions as hungry as you are to succeed. Courage will cover your fear and make you roar. I've often said, you show me your 5 best friends and I'll show you the next 5 years of your life. You should surround yourself with people that inspire, motivate, and challenge you. And if you can't find those kinds of people, pay for it. Pay whatever price and do whatever work you need to do to build courage in your life. Hire a courage coach, a life coach to guide you and challenge you. Find someone so insane they push you to embrace fear and attack your future. Look, a zoo is where people can come and check in on you, observe your life. But you shouldn't be observed. You should be mesmerizing, inspiring, and defiantly courageous in the pursuit of your dreams. I love what social media can do for us. It can inspire us and empower us. It can educate and equip us, but it can also cage us. Social media in so many ways can be the cage we display our life, a place we try and glitz up just how great our lives are without requiring us to ever live it at all. I love the Winston Churchill's quote on courage. It says this: success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Don't get stuck in your success or your failure, but push your limits and discover the joy of your actual dreams fulfilled. Get out of the zoo life and live free, courageously pursuing your best self. Success, failure, that's all yesterday. What is right now is your choice to choose to be courageous and to continue to live, to grow, to honor who you truly are. Nearly a decade ago, when my wife got sick, I became stuck. just as stuck as when she was in a coma and paralyzed in bed. I was moving, but I was broken, stuck and trapped in a defeated mindset. When you're stuck, it leads to stalled dreams and unhealthy decisions. For me, weight gain and poor management of my life followed, even poor parenting and leadership in ways that never failed previously. I stumbled and fell repeatedly, giving in to depravity and weakness. My mindset and paradigm began to crumble. I became the prisoner not only of an event or a moment, but of a mindset and a paradigm. I lost hope and couldn't see a future. This crushed me, filled my heart and my soul with misery and depression, and like those caged lions, I was dying inside. Eric Thomas says everyone wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. And I didn't want to do anything but give up. It's funny, though, just how powerful a seed can be. And I held a lifetime of overcoming memories that floated through my mind just like seeds. They were fruit from previous battles won, eaten, and enjoyed. But seeds remain. Seeds of faith, of hope, and love. Fragmented memories of the fruit of hard work, of overcoming racism and bigotry, times I'd failed and looked stupid, but kept moving forward and prevailed. Seeds of just how good love felt. Seeds of just how powerful love felt. How a little hope can change the human soul. And how, with the faith of a small mustard seed, we have moved mountains. The challenge in our generation is we've lost respect for the process of hard work, of struggle, of coming in third place and considering it a loss just to line up again and race over and over again, losing each and every time, but not breaking until you realize I might not be able to run, but I sure can design a website. I sure can inspire men. I sure can bake, or I can do hair or run a business. We've lost respect for the journey, for the suffering of generations before us, fighting for equality, wrestling against systemic racism, battling systems set up against us. No, we have come too far not to value and appreciate that their struggles have gotten us here today. And no, we aren't where we want to be, but we are still fighting, undaunted by persecution, ridiculing us, or social media bullying. If you couldn't beat the fight out of the generations before us with dogs, lynchings, redlining, unfair and unjust judicial systems, unequal education, medical care, or access to wealth, what makes you think chants of all lives matter will crush our spirits when we cry out Black Lives Matter? We are too bold, too defiant, too courageous to expect us to walk away now. I dare you with the dreams you hold inside you to find the dog, that lion inside that defies the lies others have told you. You've told yourself, and to courageously try again. Set up a plan, work towards your dreams, those goals that can make you great. Listen, it will be hard, but my courage came through faith, hope, and love. I am thankful for the patience of some and for the ability to say goodbye to others. I celebrate the good and the bad of my life, but I won't live trapped in a comfortable bubble of misery. You and I both will struggle living through days of pain, but just as beautiful as the sad days are gloomy, we also have days that are filled with beautiful light, pointing the way to a better life. So smile and let go of your guilt. Churchill was right. Through failure or success, what matters is the courage to continue. Where are your dreams, your future, your potential silently waiting and tears running down their metaphorical cheeks, waiting on you to find the courage to continue? Continue to grow, continue to mature, continue to pursue your dreams, to forgive, to let go, to move towards the life you deserve to have waiting on you. I get the rainbow of emotions, but be strong and of good courage. God is with you, and your best life is still in front of you. Break free from the mental zoo you have lived in and made peace with, and find courage, and go live the best life you possibly can. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope you have enjoyed this episode.